Hello, good morning, good afternoon, Jar of Marble dwellers and Jar of Marble curious. My name is Linda and this is Jar of Marbles. How are you going, Bob?
I'm going good. It's good to be here.
It's always good to have you here, Bob. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about winning and losing. Winning and losing are often spoken of as opposites, as if life were a simple scoreboard. But in truth, they are not enemies, they are partners. They shape each other, define each other, and together they shape us.
Oh yeah, sounds nice.
A lifetime is not a single victory parade or a single defeat. It is a long series of shifting seasons where winning and losing take many forms.
Hey, what did the printer say when it ran out of paper? Oh, shit.
Oh, dear. So the early wins and losses.
How early? I'm not one for early.
No, I'm talking about in childhood.
Oh, yeah, righto.
Winning and losing are clear and immediate. You win a race at school, you lose a game. You're chosen first for a team or last.
Yeah, that's true.
These early experiences feel enormous. A small trophy can feel like proof of greatness, where a small failure can feel like the end of the world.
Hey, the inventor of the wind chill factor died last week. He was 86, but he felt more like 64.
Now he's 6 below.
Yeah, righto.
So at this stage, winning is often external. It is applause, grades, medals, approval. Losing is embarrassment, correction, or being told, not yet.
Not yet?
Well, what about we begin to learn slowly is that losing teaches resilience.
Resilience, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, it is. Comes up a lot.
Yeah, it does.
So while winning builds confidence, both are laying foundations.
Yeah.
Hashtag winning and losing. The competitive stage. In adolescence and early adulthood, winning becomes more serious.
You know, I don't just talk to myself.
No?
I also laugh at what I say.
Oh, I know. You say that like that's a new concept with you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, all right.
So competitiveness starts early. Exams, college admissions, job offers, promotions, relationships. These feel like defining battles of sorts.
Yeah, some call it bitching, and I call it verbal release therapy. It's all about perspective.
That it is, Bob.
Yeah.
Society reinforces this view. Success is visible, achievement is measurable, and comparison becomes constant.
There will be haters, doubters, and non-believers. Them there will be not giving a shitaroo.
That would be you, wouldn't it?
Yes, it is. It's you too.
It is a little bit. There are different kinds of wins here. Achievement wins, like getting the job, earning the degree. Social wins, being admired, respected, being included. Personal wins, overcoming fear, speaking up, trying something new.
Oh, yes, that's good. Yeah, good times.
And sometimes what looks like loss is winning.
Huh?
Yeah, when something or someone you really thought you absolutely wanted, say had to have, or an event you really wanted to, go to, just had to happen so that you would win or at least feel like you were on the winning side of things.
Oh, yeah.
And then it looks like it's just not happening. 'Tis a failure. It's an imagined rejection, whatever it is. We have all experienced this. And it doesn't happen. You feel like you've lost. Over time, it's a win. It is such a blessing that it actually didn't come to fruition.
Do you know that we are the last generation on Earth that knows what life was like before social media?
Yeah, you're right, Bob. Yeah. Hashtag winning and losing. And there are different kinds of losses.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there's external losses, not getting selected, failing an exam, relational losses, heartbreak, friendship, drifting apart, identity losses, realising you're not who you thought you would be. At this stage, losing can feel catastrophic because identity is still forming.
Hey, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. At this point, I should be able to bench press a Buick.
It's like that at times.
Yeah.
Yet these losses refine direction, don't they? They redirect us. They redirect our efforts. They humble the ego.
I was meant to be rich. I can tell by the way I spend money.
Yes, that can be a bit of a reveal, yeah. So many of the most transformative periods of growth are disguised as defeat.
Now you're talking the cheese on the toast there, yeah.
So I know from experience when I feel worried or feel like I'm in a corner, concerned, feeling like everything is out of my control, once it all passes and I get myself together, I realised I've grown and I'm so grateful for that. And that is what it is always. time to grow.
Is that what they mean by getting used to feeling uncomfortable?
Yeah, it is change. It's in the air, and if processed properly, you come out the other end feeling unbeatable, but mostly just peaceful and happy. Nice.
Nice, yeah, aligning with your values.
That's right, Bob. And as life unfolds, the meaning of the meaning of winning begins to shift.
Yeah, true, it does.
Hashtag winning and losing. It becomes less about comparison and more about alignment.
Yeah, I said that.
Winning may no longer mean being better than others. It may mean just being truer to yourself.
Nice, yeah.
If I knowingly set something up that suited me, I'm winning. I'm simply looking out for myself. It could be simple through to the more complex. If I'm invited out on 2 dates in one day and I know that I have to also run important errands, all right, errands, I will decide which time slot suits me. It's not complex, but a younger version of me would have pulled out the stops to make it all happen.
But you learn, hey?
Yeah, I did and do. So that's a no to squeezing everything in and not enjoying any of it. A quiet win might look like choosing integrity over convenience, staying calm in conflict, and saying no, not today. This one is so important. You're protecting your nervous system. You're not buying into it.
Yeah, I'm in a really good place right now. Not emotionally, spiritually or financially. I'm just sort of like on the sofa.
I love your style.
Oh, yes, do I? Yeah.
So letting go of resentment, like fair dinkum, if you're feeling resentful and all of this knocks around in our brains for years, consider doing yourself a favour and work towards letting that shit go.
Breaking news, John Travolta was hospitalised for suspected COVID-19, but the doctors now confirmed that it was only Saturday night fever and they're assuring everyone that he is staying alive. Yeah, apparently it's chills that were multiplying.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah, not bad, eh?
A quiet win could be admitting you were wrong, perhaps showing up consistently for family. Hashtag winning and losing. These victories really come with applause.
And here it is. Did someone say applause?
Good on you, Bob. So victories are internal. They strengthen character rather than reputation.
Being a parent is like jumping out of a plane with a bunch of people who don't know how to open their own chutes. So you fly around doing it for them, then you hit the ground, but you don't die, you get up and you cook dinner.
Yes, that sounds right, yes. Losses also deepen. There are career setbacks, financial struggles, and the inevitable losses that come with ageing, health, energy, sometimes loved ones. And these losses cannot be outperformed.
Apparently the serving size of chips is 10 chips. Listen, I eat 10 chips while I'm deciding if I even want chips.
That's right, Bob.
Yeah, it is.
So losses must be endured. And in enduring them with grace, another kind of winning emerges, emotional strength.
Resilience, yeah?
Yeah, so redefining the scoreboard.
Tweeze an eyebrow hair in 1996 and it never grows back. Pluck a chin hair and it's back with friends by 5 p.m.
True that, Bob.
Yeah.
Midlife often forces a reevaluation of what it means to win. The goals that once seemed urgent may lose their shine. People begin to ask deeper questions. Did I live according to my values? Did I love well? Did I grow?
What if they're not stars but holes poked into the top of a container so we can breathe?
Quite the thought.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other night. Yeah.
So here's a story about winning.
Great. I love me a story.
Well, in 1997, a skinny 6-year-old girl from Compton stepped into a tennis court in Florida and lost badly. The score was so one-sided that some people in the crowd shook their heads. Her name was Venus Williams. And to many watching, it looked like proof that she didn't belong. And what they couldn't see was that the loss was part of a bigger design.
For anyone laughing at another storm, trust me, yours is brewing.
Truth there, Bob.
Yeah, just had to say it. I've said it now, so I'm at peace.
Good on you, Bob. So anyway, Venus and her younger sister, Serena Williams, had been training for years under the watchful eye of their father, Richard Williams. He didn't have country club connections or corporate sponsors, but what he had was a 78-page plan he'd written before his daughters were even born, a blueprint to turn them into champions.
I can't decide if people who wear pyjamas in public have given up on life or are just living it to the fullest. Probably are aligning with the acronym TOTGAV.
Oh, I feel a little bit worried to even ask what that is. TOTGAV, you say. What's that?
Too old to give a fuck.
Oh, Bob. I knew I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah, anyway.
When Venus turned pro as a teenager, she didn't immediately dominate. She lost early matches. Commentators questioned her unconventional style. Critics said she was overhyped. Every defeat seemed to confirm their doubts. Then came the 1997 US Open.
I remember this, yes!
Ranked 66th in the world, Venus stormed through the tournament, defeating higher-ranked opponents with blistering serves and fearless ground strokes. She reached the final of the US Open, becoming the first unseeded woman in the Open era to do so.
Yeah! Yeah! But she lost that final, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. But to many, it was just another defeat, another example falling short at the biggest moment. But that loss changed everything.
Oh, I can't do this anymore. I mean, I can. I just need to overreact first so I can focus.
Okay. So it announced her arrival. It proved she belonged. It cracked open a door that had long been closed to girls who looked like her. Sponsorships followed, confidence grew, and a new generation of players began to believe. And Venus kept going.
For $235 an hour, I'll pose as a couples therapist and tell your man he's wrong about everything.
You thought about that, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It's a good way to make money, I'd say, yeah.
So she went on to win 7 Grand Slam single titles, including 5 at Wimbledon championships. Her sister Serena would go on to win even more, and together they would reshape tennis forever. Looking back, that early loss wasn't evidence of failure. It was evidence of potential meeting preparation. It was a stepping stone disguised as a setback.
Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. That's life.
Oh, thanks for that.
Is that right? Yeah.
Sometimes losing is loud. Sometimes winning is quiet. Sometimes defeat is the stage where destiny introduces itself. What seemed like a loss was, in fact, the beginning of a legacy.
Oh, how true is that?
Absolutely. So hashtag winning and losing. Here, winning is no longer about accumulation, but about integration.
Look, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just too lazy to pretend that I like you today, all right?
Thanks, Bob.
All right? Just being honest? Yep.
It is about balancing ambition with meaning. It is about understanding that some losses,
Yeah, losses.
like giving up, are a harmful habit. Leaving an unhealthy environment or surrendering ego can actually put victories in disguise. You might not recognise it. Have you ever had someone tell you...
Hold on, wait a minute. Have you ever had someone tell you something so profoundly stupid that your brain crashes and it has to reset?
I think I have, yes.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I don't know, I've forgotten now. So in later years, the concept of winning may transform once again. Legacy becomes more important than status. Relationships outweigh recognition. Peace outweighs power. That's right. The greatest win may simply be acceptance. Accepting one's imperfections, one's age, accepting unfinished dreams, accepting life as it was, not as it might have been.
And so losing...
Well, losing may be understood not as failure, but as a necessary cost of living fully. To love deeply is to risk loss.
Oh, yeah.
To try greatly is to risk failure. To live long is to experience endings, many endings.
You know, you can't reach for anything new if your hands are full of yesterday's crap.
Oh, that's very good. Whoa.
Yeah, well, that's quite good. Very true.
And there lies the paradox. The paradox of winning and losing is this.
Yes.
You cannot have one without the other. Every win contains the memory of past losses, and every loss contains the seed of future growth. And with everything, this too shall pass. But holy heck, we'll burn sage and bridges as needed.
All right. That's right.
That is right. A lifetime well lived is not one with the most victories and the fewest defeats. It is the one where both were embraced as teachers.
Yeah, like that perspective. I like that, yeah.
Hashtag winning and losing. In the end, winning is not about never losing. It's about continuing. It's about rising after falling, or learning after failing, and loving even after loss. Looking back, we can see exactly what has transpired, why the apparent loss was so necessary, as in what you learnt. What you could never have learnt had certain events not occurred.
Yeah, that's so true. Shitty at the time, but true, yeah.
The true measure of a life is not how often you stood on the podium and how fully you engaged in the walk, the changes you've seen and made in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
A widely recognised adage for reflection: when you point one finger at someone, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. It has more to do with blaming or criticising others. It is a reminder that we are often equally or more guilty of faults ourselves. The saying encourages accountability. Life often teaches a strange lesson.
Yeah, perhaps caution before judging.
Yeah, winning and losing aren't always opposites.
No? How so?
Well, they can be tightly interlocked, and the meaning of an event can flip depending on time, context, or what follows.
Oh, yeah.
Something that looks like a loss can quietly become a gift, or something that looks like a victory can carry consequences that weren't obvious at first.
Oh, yeah.
And this happens because we usually judge events too early. We can label them good or bad in the moment, but outcomes unfold in chains of events rather than isolated moments.
Don't get it.
Well, so when losing becomes winning, sometimes something genuinely unpleasant ends up opening a door that wouldn't have appeared otherwise.
Oh, yes, that's correct. I've never thought of it like that before. Right, okay.
Like losing a job, being fired or laid off can feel humiliating, it's shocking, it can be frightening. Yet, many people later say it forced them to rethink their direction. They might start a business, move cities, or pursue work that actually fits them better. The initial loss becomes the push that creates a better long-term outcome.
Oh, nice. Yeah, true.
Hashtag winning and losing.
Hey, what about a painful breakup?
Well, a relationship ending can feel like a failure, of course, but it may reveal incompatibilities that would have caused deeper unhappiness later. I've spoken to people who express nothing but relief once the initial shock passes.
Captain Sensible comes back to town.
Yeah, and it can also lead to personal growth. All right, because personal growth
Is the bomb.
It is. It can lead to stronger boundaries or eventually meeting someone more aligned with your values.
Saying and shit after anything makes it sound more gangster. For example, I like to knit and shit.
I'm into the dark arts and shit. Then there's failure in a project or exam. Failing something can expose weaknesses in skills or preparation. That feedback can be more valuable than easy success because it forces improvement.
Oh, yeah.
Many successful people describe early failures as the moments they sharpened their abilities. So in these cases, the loss carries information or redirection that becomes valuable later.
I've been told I'm going to hell for my excessive word of the word shit. I've rented a bus if any of you shitheads need a ride, all right? Bob! What?
Oh, nothing.
Didn't think so. Yeah.
So when winning turns out to be losing, the opposite happens too. Something that looks like a clear win might carry hidden costs.
What about getting a dream job that burns you out?
Exactly. Someone may finally land a prestigious position with great pay and status, but the role might demand extreme hours, constant stress, keeps you away from your family, sacrifices your health, your relationships.
Although I can still party like an absolute rock star, it would appear that I cannot recover like one.
Oh, yeah, very true. So, sudden financial windfalls, for example, you would have heard many of these kinds of stories. Winning money, like through gambling or sudden fame, can create pressure, poor decisions or strained relationships. And we've all heard of stories about them, with huge windfalls ending in disaster and ending up in more debt, after the piece than when they, had all the money. So
I'd like to dismiss my shitty decisions by saying, yeah, that was a weird time in my life, as if the rest of my existence wasn't been absolute clown shoes as it is anyway.
yeah, riding the rapids and hanging on for dear life. You go, Bob.
Yeah.
Without preparation, the win can destabilise someone's life. Then there's the always succeeding early dilemma.
Dilemma?
Yeah, well, people who never face setbacks sometimes struggle later when they finally encounter real difficulty. Early winning can prevent resilience from forming.
Oh, yeah, right, I can see that.
Here, the apparent win removes friction that would have built strength and perhaps balance.
In the 1980s, I was riding my bike and I fell off and I hurt my knee. I'm telling you this now because we didn't have social media then. Yeah.
What a classic story.
Yeah.
So here's a classic story, though, to think about.
Have I heard it?
Well, let's see. There's a famous old story often told in philosophy and folk traditions. A farmer's horse runs away and the neighbours say, "Oh, that's terrible." And the farmer replies, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returns with several wild horses and the neighbour says, "Oh, that's wonderful." And the farmer replies, "Maybe." His son breaks his leg when trying to ride one of the wild horses. The neighbour says, "Oh, that's terrible." And the farmer replies, "Maybe." Later, soldiers come to recruit young men for war, but the son is spared because of the broken leg. The point isn't that everything works out perfectly. It's that events are really final in their meaning.
Oh, I love it. That's a great story.
What to realise about winning and losing?
That losing sucks?
Well, early judgments are often wrong. The first interpretation of an event is usually incomplete because you can't see the chain of consequences yet, and outcomes compound over time. Events trigger other events. A single loss might redirect your trajectory in a way that creates a future opportunity. The older I get, the more I realise that some delays are divine and some detours are directions. Growth often hides inside difficulty, and apparent success can hide risk. Easy wins can inflate ego, encourage complacency, or pull you into situations that don't actually fit you.
I want someone I can share my life with who'll leave me alone like most of the time. That's not too much to ask, is it?
Oh no, fairly reasonable, Bob, yeah. So the deeper insight, instead of obsessing over whether you're winning or losing right now, it can be more useful to focus on how you respond to whatever happens. Your reaction often matters more than the event itself.
They say when you snooze, you lose. I say when you take a nappy, you're happy.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I thought you would. Yeah.
So a loss handled well can become the foundation for a real win, and a win handled poorly can quietly become a loss. And that's it. That's us for another week.
Okay, then.
Be him, be her, be the person who knows the grass is greener wherever they stand, because they bring value to every space they enter.
Yeah, you be that person.
Yeah, absolutely. So, say g'day to the family for me, give the goat a slap, and we'll see you next time, okay? Okay then, bye.
Bye!